Hi everyone, it is Karynjean. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm glad to have you. And for all of my returning friends, welcome back. What we're doing on this beautiful Sunday, it is April 14th. April 14th. I've started a new journal. I haven't showed anything to you yet, but I'm going to start today. What we're doing here is I'm starting another lemon journal. This is the base. It's 8.5 by 6, so 5.5 by 8.5 will be the pages. This is cloth covered, but the cloth, it has a softer texture. I didn't use heat and bond on the whole fabric as I normally do. What I did is I had a scrap piece of warm and natural batting from my quilting. So I put that batting down first with just some, a little bit of Fabrifix like that, not a lot. And then I covered it with this beautiful fabric. Oh, we need to add. And that's what I did. I have this gradient yellow paper here for the inside covers. I thought I had this ironed down. I just used the same fabric for the inside spine. Right? Ugh, sorry. Let me get that down. How are we doing over here? There. And yes, and as you can see, I also, especially because the fabric wasn't ironed down, the corners were not tight to my liking. So I remembered to put the corner, I don't know what these are called, the corners, the metal corners on, and then I just took a black Sharpie and did that covered it all with a black Sharpie. Let me get rid of that extra glue there so nothing sticks. And so that's the base. And what I have here, the colors I've chosen are Squeeze Lemonade and Peel Paint for our, if we're going to be inking anything. And let's go to the bucket. Now this, I have this 12 by 12 paper. It's double-sided, but the pink is not going. It's green and yellow, right, with some black in it. But I did use my 1.5 inch circle punch to punch some of the lemons out. A little bit green. I suppose they could also be limes, but I'm saying that they're lemons. And we could use those as clusters. And these are the washi tapes that I've picked out. This is lemons. This is also lemons. And then these 3 green ones are from the new washi tape that I got. Right. So, and this is just a cover to one of my scrapbook.com bins. Use it as a tray. So I'm just putting those there so they don't get lost. Okay, so that's that. I'll show you that in a second. This here are the pages, the signatures. I'll show you that in a second as well. So what I have here is, here are a couple of lemon stickers that came from my antiquarian sticker book. I just went through to see if anything would go here. And so we have these 2 lemon stickers. And then we also have this and this. Now these are a little bit, this is Recollections. They're a little bit puffy. They're not flat. But so there's some lemons there. And this Park Lane, this is chipboard. Chipboard stickers, as you can see. And it has some lemons there. So we have that. So there we have some lemon stickers. These are scraps from that. I had this 12 by 12 and I made a couple of envelopes out of it. This is a stamp I have here from, here are my lemon stamps. Yeah. And this is Simon Hurley. He has this big stamp there. And so I put those there. And then after I did everything and put it away, I don't know what happened there. I might be able to cover that or not. And then I also, on a different note, I was thinking, well, I could just put this as an insert and I can put things in here like extra ephemera pieces and stuff, and it could just go in the journal. So there's that. There's our Hero Arts lemons and our Simon Hurley lemon stickers. I also have this I got from the Dollar Tree a couple years ago. I did iron one out or two out. I don't know what happened to them though. They might have fallen as I'm looking. Oh no, there they are. I just tried to flatten them up with the iron, and I don't know if I'm going to use them or not because it just might be too big. Now I do know I also have those in watermelon, and in the watermelon journals I did use this, the watermelon one. But this, I don't know, this might just might be too big. I'm not too sure. And I have my yellow flowers and my white flowers and my Katie Daisy, because Katie Daisy. This here is a embossing folder. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 to be a card front. And you might not be able to see it. It has citrus over here, like a lemon and orange. And just, so I thought maybe we could use that to do a pocket or journaling card. These are the ribbons I've picked out. The green and the yellow sheer, like organdy ribbon. I have thin yellow here. It's like 1/8 of an inch. I have large yellow gingham and a smaller yellow gingham. And that's what I have here by way of ribbons. And I just pulled this out from my Pops of Color because it's over there. And if I want to use it, I'm going to want it next to me. This is scraps right here. This here is scrap fabric. I'm sure I probably have a little bit of this left elsewhere. I'm going to put that over there. So I need to find that. And then this is, what do we have in here? That's just a extra 12 by 12. And this is paperweight, 12 by 12. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. We'll have to figure that out. So that's what I have pulled out thus far. Right? Right. So be it. Let's put the scraps in. And what am I missing? My package of paper napkins. I pulled out a couple of paper napkins. I'll show you that. This is just a scrap paper. I'm not sure what, if anything, I'm going to do with that. So put those in here. And we have these in here. And we have that in here. And what I have here is just some white envelopes to see what, if anything, we're going to play around with there. My goodness. All right, this is scrap. This is scrap. That needs to go back. So this is what I have out already. This is, I think, probably 80 pound. Not quite sure. It's cardstock, plain white cardstock. And I did the smushing technique with the 2 Distress Oxides and colored them down and then dried them. And then this is a paper napkin, which I adhered using the plastic wrap method. And there was, as you can see here, there was a bit of a problem. I had to cut it away, but that's no big deal. We'll go ahead and fix that too. So, and then these are just yellow paper that I've had and more that I made. Some of these here you might be able to see they have sparklies on it. And this one I think is one, this is one I just did. Now I don't know, I don't remember these here, the darker ones. I don't remember how I did them because I don't have any yellow any yellow dye or anything in a spray bottle, so I don't remember how I did it. But these extras, what I did was I have the re-inker for the squeeze lemonade, and I have a small glass spray bottle, so I just put a little bit of that in there with water and spritzed it all around, and then let it dry and ironed it. And then this is cardstock It was 12 by 12, double-sided. And so this is how I have it. So it's 2 signatures, right? The spine is not very large. On the outside, the spine is not quite 1.5 inches. So not quite sure. And then this is the other sheet, right? This is the other one. This one is fine. As you can see, it has more green on it too. So that's that. Now, what I've done is, this is what we're going to do today. I have these envelopes. I probably got them at the thrift store. They measure, how do they measure? They measure 6 by 9, which is a little bit too big for me. So what I did was, I cut off 1/2 inch off the top. These are going in separate directions. And then I folded it in about 1/2 inch, because I want this to be a top-loading pocket, 1 in each signature. And then, oops, hello, get rid of you. And then, get rid of you. So that's what I did earlier. It's a beautiful sunny day out. I took these outside with a sheet pan that I usually use for this, sprayed them up. I'm not quite sure why it's that, but anyway, sprayed them off, let them dry naturally, and then ironed them out. Now, there is this, the glue here, I think it's probably been, what's the word I'm looking for? Killed, but I'm not quite sure. And so these are going to go in, right? And they're top-loading. This one is a little bit top-loading pockets. So I had to turn it down here a little bit. So I need to put something down here to close the side of it. And we could use washi tape. We have all these washi tapes. I also have, I think I do have, I have this. This is Michael's Creatology tape. Yellow, hello. We also have it in green, which might be a bit much. It's also wide. How wide is it? It's 1 inch wide. And then we have these masking type tapes, yellow and green. I think these are Mr. Pen, but I'm not sure. And then we also have, of course, just our regular micropore that we can use. So because this is going to be sewn in here, I want to tape these down first. And then this was a 12 by 12. This was a 12 by 12. How did it go? I think it went this way. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put this, glue this down here so that this will be the other side. Right? We're just going to attach it that way. That's the plan. That's the plan. And I've been saving this 12 by 12 paper for how many years I've had it. And so, oh my goodness. So all that to say, hi, how are you? How is everybody doing? I hope you're enjoying the weather where you are. My poor sister who lives in Maine, well, not so poor at the moment. This is her birthday month. She turns 60 in a week or so, 10 days. And, so she's taken a trip to Arizona. She's out in Arizona now. I don't know if she's going elsewhere aside from Arizona, but she's, there are a lot of national parks there, and she went to see them. She also has a friend out there, a couple of friends that she met up with for a day, for a hike and stuff. She's not spending... she just met up with them for a little while because she's traveling. But because one of her things is she wants to, this is where it's folded over just a little bit. I just want to smooth that out so that when we put the tape on it. One of her things is she wants to, I guess a bucket list item, make sure she visits all the national parks. She's been to a whole heck of a lot of them. But where she is now, she sent me, a little video and stuff. And she sent from Jerome, Arizona, and then she was going up to Sedona, and she was in other places. And she said, I'm not rushing. I'm taking my time. And there's way too much here to see. We need to come back and do this. I'm like, okay, let's plan a trip for next year. I'm down with that. So I'm thinking this simply because, well, it might not be wide enough. This is what, 1/2 inch? Because, let's see this. Ugh. If I can get it. There we go. Now, this we're going to have to most definitely what am I trying to say? Glue stick. That's what I'm trying to say. Heavens to Betsy. Honestly, Karynjean. It's a little bit early. Well, it's not early. It's almost 11:30 on a Sunday morning. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now, let's see if I can cut it. I'm gonna have to use my other scissors. I know. It's just that it's very thin. There. And so there's that one. And this one. Okay. Oops. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, and there. And do we want to use this one, or do we want to make it a little bit wider? Because this is pretty wide. How about if we use this one? And there. Okay. And what I should have done, what I forgot to do, peeled paint, hello, peeled paint, peeled paint. Okay, when we do the next one, I'm going to do this bit first. And actually, I just had a thought. Of course, these things occur to me after the fact. But where this opening is, to put, well, I was actually thinking a stamp. Of a lemon, but we can maybe do that. But if we're going to do this, then it needs to be 1.5 inches, because otherwise it looks silly. Okay, so there's one. Now, the idea is also that now this is going to be glued down here, right? We're going to I wonder if this envelope shrunk a little bit when I got it wet. 8, perhaps. 8 3/8. Okay, 8 3/8 by 5 1/2. 8 3/8. How about you? 8 3/8. Oh, because I trimmed off the top to open it up. That's why. Silly me. 8 3/8. Okay, I need to make these 8 3/8. I'll be right back. Okay. 8 3/8. Now we should not have a problem. Correct. Okay, but I did want it over just a little bit because this is where the fold is and don't want necessarily that catching on the fold. So the question is, first, before we glue this down, do we want to do anything to the back of these? That is the question. What do we want to do? I can get a napkin out again. Although if we use the napkin down on it, we're not going to be able to write on it. So let's put that aside for a moment. Okay, let's think about it as we work on this one. How are we doing? We doing okay? We're doing okay. What are we going to do there? All right, let's take a look through this one first. Stars, suns, raindrops, nets, brick walls, honeycombs, asterisks. Let's go to the other stencils. Oh, someone, last time I was doing this, someone commented about putting tabs on it. And I have these tabs, like they were, I got them on clearance. Here, I'll show you. Oh, I don't know why I bought them except that they were on clearance and I had a coupon. And, you know, can't pass up a sale. It was like this. This is what they are, just plain. So I cut them in half. I opened them up so that they're only on one side, right? And I just glued them down like that. So this here is just texture stuff. I need to get rid of this stencil. These here are the ones I really got more for alcohol inks. My trees. Oh, but I'm not sure my trees will go in here. Again, more for alcohol inks. Birds, butterflies, stars, hearts, flowers. That's Christmas. Feathers, pets, banners. And these are layering stencils. So I'm not quite sure. I'll donate that to the thrift store. The reason why I don't like it is because it looks like there's a clown face in it, and once I see it, I can't unsee it, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, I also have 12 by 12 stencils, which, you know, are like this here. They came from this this. They all came together. This, and 12 by 12. All right, so we have an idea to stencil, but I don't know what stencils. Another thing we could do is we could just layer up more pockets or something on it. Although really that's what we would do here. We would have to use vellum or something. Not quite sure. Okay. Okay, I'm back. The first mistake. I wanted this to be the signature. I sewed in the signatures. I wanted this to be the signature cover and this to be the signature center. Okay, fine, whatever. I can do it's perfectly fine. But then, look, this book doesn't measure 8 1/2, it measures 8 1/4. 8 1/4. What else can go wrong, I ask you? Honestly, I was thinking, of course, the thing to do would be to take the signatures out, no problem, and to just trim them all down 1/4 inch and then sew them back in. Certainly doable. Certainly doable. And probably better than what I'm thinking about here. I have different trims set aside here. This is the bit to cover the spine, except it's not sparkly. They don't make the sparkly, or I couldn't find the sparkly one. But also I was sitting here going through my white trims. This is my bucket of white trims, and they were all falling apart. So I pretty much had to redo all of these trims, rewrap them. But I was thinking, well, this one is too big. But this here, I was thinking, well, maybe I could just put that on the top and around the side, but then it's going to be, how am I going to put toots with the, having it go around that corner, right? Because do I want to be lazy and not undo it, right? That's the thinking in my head at the moment. So this is one option, just to show you. So this here, we could have it go, I mean, I was going to use it for the sides anyway, but it actually might be too much on the top. But then it would have to be, because, you know, we're going to have to futoots with it, right? I know, word of the day, futoots. If you're not familiar with it, I don't know what to tell you. I grew up with the word futoots, futootsin. So, unless I just strip it, right? So that is, whoops, this is becoming unwrapped again. Yeah, on some of these, on some of my trims, the pins weren't working. They were unraveling from the inside, so I've decided to rubber band them, like so. And then also I was thinking, well, maybe we can put something here to have it come forward, right? Of course, we have this beautiful cover here, but have like a flap over it. Or you can have a flap over it. Why? I don't know. I would have to think about that if we had a flap over it. Just, obviously not that, but just a flap over it. I would make it the width of the book, a flap over it, and we could use that as the closure, right? I could sew a button here, and although I'm not quite sure that would work as a closure. I still think the closure, we could do this, and we could sew a button in the middle to have some kind of closure. I don't know. So this is where I'm at. And what I'm probably going to do is take the signatures out cut it all down 1/4 of an inch and sew them back in. Oh, and also, just so you know, when I was marking the spine for the holes, I really don't have anything that works well on black. And you could see that there's, I missed it. And anyway. Oh my gosh. So when we come back together, this issue will be resolved. Like I said, I'm probably going to take the signatures out, trim them all down, and sew them back in, and then get on my happy way. Oh, what else can go wrong? I hope that's not going to be the theme of this journal. This is Karynjean. Let your imagination take flight. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.